You're not the only one who hates their job. You're not. In fact, you're part of a 60% majority. That's right, 60% of people are unhappy in their jobs, according to a recent Gallup survey. If you're thinking about changing career path, you're definitely not alone. But this is where things get tricky. Changing careers is more than just quitting one job and starting another. If you don't get it right, you might spend years in another job you hate, or even worse, bounce from one unfulfilling role to another, feeling more stuck each time. And that's what today's video is all about: the top 5 career killing mistakes people make when they are starting fresh. These aren't just the usual write a better resume tips. They are the hidden traps you want to be aware of so you can avoid them. So if this video helps you in any way, please don't forget to like it and hit the notification bell for more career insight. Hey everyone, I'm Tolu Michael, entrepreneur and career coach at Excel My Cyber, and it's my pleasure to have you join me today. See, after years of helping people from all sorts of work background move into a career in cybersecurity, I've seen some mistakes people make over and over when it comes to switching careers. Another concern I have seen a lot among job switchers is the age factor. Am I not too old for this? Isn't it too late to make a switch? And these questions mostly come from people in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s. You know what my answer to that is? You're the one that is most worried about your age. And that's the absolute truth. While ageism is real and can present challenges, it's often not as a big barrier as people think. The data actually backs this up. According to a study by the American Institute for Economic Research, nearly 82% of people aged 45 and older who made a successful career change said they encountered minimal to no age-related discrimination in the process. Another report by AARP shows that workers over 50 are often sought after for their experience, reliability, and strong work ethic, qualities that many employers value highly. Now, that being said, let's talk about the 5 pitfalls most people, irrespective of their age or experience, don't see coming when switching careers. Mistake number 1 is treating your career change like a sprint. You will agree with me that most of us are wired to expect quick wins, and that's especially true if you're leaving a job you don't love. But the truth is, career changes are marathons, not a sprint. No matter how much you wish things would just hurry along and work the way you want them to, switching from one career to another will test your patience, and you need to be ready for it. A study by the Harvard Business Review found that career transitions can take on average 18 to 24 months before people feel confident and settled in their new roles. Now, during this time, you're not just learning skills, you're adapting to new environments, building networks, and figuring out how to bring value in new ways. This is a new territory for you. I've worked with countless students with no background in IT, and sometimes I find it amusing when some of them say, Tolu, I need to master all the frameworks in a month. That's what all the employers are looking for. Most times, I have to first make them understand that it's good to want to make this change as quickly as possible, but you need to manage your expectations so you don't feel overwhelmed. People that I have seen make smooth transitions are exceptional at pacing themselves. What do I mean by this? Set a 1 to 2 year roadmap with small actionable goals. This approach helps you avoid burnout, build resilience, and allows you to enjoy the growth process. You need to remind yourself that it's a career. A career isn't built overnight, it's built step by step. The second mistake I have seen people make is jumping into a new career without really knowing what the day-to-day looks like. Every job has a behind-the-scenes reality that you don't see in the job title. Now think about what it might be like to work at a top tech company, right? Like Google, for example. From the outside, it sounds like a dream job. Flexible hours, free government meals, fun workspaces. But behind the scenes, employees often deal with intense workload, strict project deadlines, and long hours. Many people quickly realize that working there is less about the perks and more about navigating a fast-paced, demanding environment. I've seen cases where people would think they're actually moving from a tiring job to a more creative and fun job, but a few weeks down the line, they have the same complaints. To avoid rude awakenings like this, reach out to people already in the field, job shadow if possible, and ask them specific questions about daily tasks and challenges. The clearer your picture, the more likely you are to find a career that matches your strength. The third pitfall I've seen 3 people all the time is thinking you're starting from zero. I stand to be corrected. No one, like absolutely no one, is ever starting from scratch. Whether you've been a teacher, a retail manager, a nurse, or anything else, you've picked up valuable skills along the way. Skills like communication, problem solving, resilience, and organizations don't just disappear. They carry over even if the field is different. You have a lot more to bring to the table than you realize. No matter what field you are entering, not many people know that Samuel Morse, the inventor of Morse code, was once a painter. You are probably thinking, how did he go from being a painter to becoming an inventor? Well, that's a long story, but the short version of it is that his attention to detail from years of painting was a skill that transferred perfectly into designing one of the first communication systems in the world. Even in a new field, he brought value from his past. So, how do you do this irrespective of what your career background is? First, identify your core skills. Things like organizing, problem solving, managing people, and then look for ways to apply to your new field. Highlight these skills on your resume and in interviews. Okay, don't overlook them because they are your competitive advantage. Not everyone has exactly the same skills as you, after all. So the fourth mistake you want to avoid is treating networking as a backup plan. So let's get it straight. It is not. Because all the while you've been putting networking on the back burner, you've been missing out on one of the best opportunities you will ever get to move ahead in your career. I had this former colleague who wanted to transition from finance to tech sales. The first 3 months of his applying was hell because every time he got a rejection, I would get a message from him, Tolu, I give up. I'm tired, this and that. And this was a brilliant guy. I knew he would do well if only he got a chance. Eventually, I told him why not try LinkedIn or attend events instead of stalking job boards back to back. Fortunately, he listened, and guess what? Just within 3 weeks, he got 2 interviews and secured a job offer. Networking is more than just reaching out when you need something. It's about building relationships that create opportunities over time. Do you know how my former colleague got that job? He ran into a former classmate at a work event, and as fate would have it, the guy knew someone who needed a tech sales. Why am I saying this? You need to make it a habit to connect with people in your target industry. Engage on LinkedIn and attend events, even if they are virtual. The opportunities you need are with people. Go out and look for them. Now finally, let's talk about mistake number 5, which is focusing on salary over growth. Now don't get me wrong, we all want a good paycheck, but in a new field, it's growth, not just the initial salary, that really sets you up for success. Let me tell you, when I first started consulting, I took on a low-pay project because it gave me a chance to work with a very skilled mentor with years of experience. I can tell you that the lessons I learned there were more valuable than the amount I could have gotten from that project. That one decision set me up for much higher paying project down the line. The thing is, when you're entering a new career, you want to look for roles that offer learning opportunities, mentorship, and skill building. Even if the salary isn't as high as you hope, the skills you gain will make you far more valuable in the long run. Guys, we've covered the 5 biggest mistakes people make when switching careers and how to sidestep each one. Now let's do a quick recap. First, remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Take time to build a foundation, okay? Next, make sure you know what the job looks like in practice. Do your research. Number 3, recognize the value of your previous experience. Don't start from scratch. Number 4, network early and often. Treat it as essential, not optional. And finally, focus on growth over immediate salary. The right skills will pay off in the end. Switching careers is challenging, but also incredibly rewarding. Avoid these mistakes, stay consistent, and you will set yourself up for lasting success. Okay guys, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe for more career insight. And if you're looking for more tips on resumes, interviews, or building valuable skills, check out my other videos on the channel. I hope I'm leaving you better than I met you today. Thanks for watching, and here is to your next big career move. Bye for now.